Well, welcome back to the workshop, and I hope you're all keeping well and keeping safe. So this episode is really all about completing the work on the body, and the majority of that work involves the binding around the top and the back edges. And also in parallel to that, I've started work on the new neck blank. So yeah, let me show you what's been happening. Clearly, having taken the back off, I've lost the bindings around that back edge. Also, the binding around the front is starting to pull away at the waist, which is kind of typical of plastic of this age. So I want to rebind the whole of the instrument. Just to complicate things for myself, I want to keep the original purflings in place, both on the front and on the back. When I rebait the channel for the outer bindings, I think there's every possibility that I will spill into the original black purflings and maybe take little bits out. If I do, I can't really do much about that. When I originally did the purflings for this, I'd have gone round the outside edge with this purfling cutter. Quite a few of us at the London College of Furniture made purfling cutters to this design. The idea being that you go around, cut a line into the top and the back, and then you can remove that rebate with a chisel. I imagine my teenage self wasn't as accurate possibly as my adult self will be with a router. So we shall see what we shall see. So I think I'm just about ready to do the rebate for the binding, and I must admit it's all getting a bit kind of sketchy here. So we've got the router mounted in the drill stand, the rebate cutter on, the guitar body itself in this cradle so I can move that around. I guess one of the issues that I didn't anticipate is really this top kind of undulates a little bit all the way around. So although I can cut the channel even all the way around here, I think in some places the binding will appear deeper than at others, simply because of the way that I curved it, the way that I carved it back in 1977. But I think it's a bit late to do anything about that now. So yeah, wish me luck. So I've routed the rebate for the binding, and it took a bit of extra time just cleaning that up to make sure that the binding material sits in that rebate snugly. And what I'm using is this black ABS binding, and it's quite deep, and that's really to take up the various undulations that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, the next step then is for me to bend this ABS so it fits nicely around the cutaway, and in particular the waist. The rest of the body, it just bends quite easily, quite naturally, goes around those curves. So if the binding's taped in place, the idea is you go around with some acetone, it goes into that join there, and just put it a little bit tighter with some more tape. And you can actually see the black plastic melt and ooze out. Right, so there we have it. The ABS, black ABS, has been glued down now, hopefully with the acetone and plenty of masking tape. So we shall leave that overnight to harden off and have a look tomorrow. So the ABS has stuck really well to the body, and now what I've got to do is obviously clean it up down to the surface of the top plate there, and hopefully not damage the finish, because it would be nice, wouldn't it, if I didn't have to refinish this. So yeah, this is me for the foreseeable future. And after a ridiculous amount of time cleaning up these bindings, carefully scraping so as not to damage the finish, and then using various fine abrasives to try to polish that plastic. So again, I haven't got to worry about finishing the plastic itself. There it is, the completed body. And in all honesty, it's turned out much better than I ever thought it would and ever hoped for. So yeah, I must admit that I'm really incredibly pleased with the outcome of that. And I think the black and this kind of honey amber sort of colour works really well. And in fact, you can see the original colour here, where the towel piece has obviously protected it from the sunlight. So I guess one of the aspects that I'm most pleased with is that I've managed to really preserve the original finish. And the finish itself is completely crazed on the front and on the back, so you can't really see that on the video. Obviously it's picked up a few scuffs from me working on it, and the front itself, being spruce, has got a number of dinks that it's obviously picked up over the last nigh on 50 years. But no, I'm very pleased I don't have to do any finishing on that, and the original finish, the patina, etc. remains. And let's face it, this kind of road-worn look, people pay a lot of money to get and to achieve. So yeah, very pleased with that. So the next thing then will be to fit the new neck, and of course that will be in the next episode of this series. So until then, you keep yourselves safe, and thanks for taking the time to watch this, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Cheers.